Hi guys, welcome back to my new video. So I have been living in Norway for like almost 4 years. So after I have completed my master's degree, I immediately got the job as a structural engineer here in Norway. So it has been now like 2 years that I have been working as a civil or structural engineer here in Norway. And today I am going to guide you about the interview process. So what are the things they asked me and what are the preparations that we need to do in order to get job in Norwegian market. So let us start. So as you can see on the screen, the first thing we have to do is we have to apply. So regardless of the fact that maybe being a international students, we might think like this is like a bit more advanced place. So maybe the skills or things that we learned in our country will not match in Norway or any other European countries. So what most of us generally do is we just don't apply to the skilled job. We only apply to the unskilled job and try to do those works when we are studying. So that's the misconception that most of us needs to clear about. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we have to apply. So my bachelor's degree was civil engineering and I had worked in Nepal for like 3 years. So based on the experience that I have learned in my country as a civil engineer, I just made a CV and then I just keep on applying. So apply as much as you can. So there are several websites from where you can apply for the job on Norwegian market. So I will make a detailed explanation on the next video if you want, where I can discuss about my CV procedures and other applications. So if you want, then please comment, then I will make a detailed video on that one. So talking about the interview, so after applying for more than 300 or 400 companies, I finally get outlisted by like four or five companies, and then finally I choose to work with this company. So initially, when they accepted my CV, then I had to go through the four interview procedure, total four interview procedure. So the first interview was like in-person interview. So they called me to their company, which was located in Skopum, and then the interview lasted for like around 45 minutes. So the first interview it's nothing. So we didn't have to worry about a lot of technical things. We didn't have to prepare so many study things. So just what they asked me was like I went inside the hall and there were like three people, three employees that were sitting there in order to ask me the questions. So the first thing they asked me is just tell something about yourself and which degree are you studying right now in Norway and how did you find about this job position here in Norway and let us let me guide let us guide something with your previous work experience. So I had like some work experience regarding the concrete or steel structure in Nepal. So I just described them about everything what I did, and then so why did you choose Norway for the study? So I just became frank, like since Norway was the country with free education during that time, so I just applied and I just came here. So I just told them this one. And then how did you find the Norwegian people, Norwegian culture? So they just ask like some general questions just to make you feel like a bit more comfortable with. So the first interview, these three guys, they just talk me about these normal things, and I think they just want to test uh, how we can speak fluently, how can we cope up with the environment. I think they just want to figure out that one. And the things that I learned from the first interview was like we should always talk with positive attitude and smile in our face. We should always be confident in whatever we say or whatever we speak, even if it is wrong, then just try to make it right by giving them sufficient examples, or just try to make it positive, or try to make it real in a sense. And then after that, the one of the most important thing we need to do is we need to do some research about the company in advance, and what are the disciplines that they work on, and what are the things that the company is working on right now. So if you can guide them with some of the things that they are doing or working on with the company, then there might be greater possibility of, like, there might be some positive impact in their mind, like, yeah, this guy has done some research before coming into the company, so it will make some positive impact. And then tell us about some of the work that you have recently done, or that uh, you want to work with them in the future. So, and show them how can we be a perfect fit for the company. Like, just tell them, like, if you hire me, then I can be like one of the excellent member in your company. I can bring a positive attitude. I will work hard, like blah blah blah, all this stuff. And then with this, and then 45 minutes was done, and my first interview was completed. And then after this, there is a long process of waiting, because in Norway everything is a bit slow. So even if they don't answer you within 15 days or 1 month, don't lose your hope, because they are gonna answer your interview process. Either you are gonna get into another interview process or not. They will reply you. So don't lose your hope, even if you don't get reply within short period of time. And then after that, I had my second interview. So it was not an actual interview, but they just sent me a task which was online. So the task for me was, since I am a civil engineering student, so task for me was related to the design of steel staircase, which I had already done in my Nepal, and I had a bit more experience about some steel things in my country also, so I was able to do it. So, but whenever you are gonna solve the task and then send the task to the company, just take your proper time, solve it in an understandable way, because it will make a lot of impact on how they will try to understand you. So don't hurry, try to solve it in a proper understandable way, and then send your solved solutions to them. And once again, you have to wait for the next answer. Then I had a third interview. After like maybe 30 days of waiting, they called me for the third interview. So during the gap, what you can do is, like, you can write a frequent email to them, like, how are the things going on, whether you are impressed by my problem solving skills, or what is my current conditions, are you thinking of hiring me or not. You can continuously write a mail to them. It's not a bad thing to ask about your progress in the company. Yeah. And then after that, I had like a third interview. So they just called me into their office premise, and then now it's gonna be a bit more specific. The first one, it was just about a general thing, and now it's gonna be like a more work experience they required in the company, and they are gonna test how I am gonna be able to fit in the company. And they will also discuss about the problems that they give to you in the task too, and then you have to explain it everything in detail with proper understanding. So if they are gonna ask you anything like some tricky question, then you have to be able to answer that questions. And then plus point is, like, my third interview lasted for like around 1 hour. So what I did was, like, I tried to make a presentation about the work that I have already done previously in my country. So the first thing what I did was, like, I went inside the interview premise, and then I just told them, like, yeah, I am very grateful that you called me for the third interview process, but before beginning the interview, I would like to show some of my works that I have done previously in my country, Nepal. So if I had your permission, then I would love to show them to you. Just tell them, and if they say yes, then just try to take your time and show them the things that you have done in an impressive way, so that they will get impressed. And then after that, my third interview was done, and then just wait for the email. or call from the CEO or boss, because this one is going to be the most important mail or most important call in our life. So I had to wait for like a week, and then after that, finally, they called me for the fourth interview, which lasted for around 30 minutes. And in this time, the CEO of the company, they are gonna call you. So, but during this time, it was just an online interview with CEO of the company. They told me that they were impressed by my presentation skills, by my problem solving skills, and they were also uh, impressed by the way I talked with them and the way I did research on the company, and they were overall they were happy. And then they told me they offered me a contract for the job, and they offered me a salary, they offered me a laptop and all other accessories and everything that they are gonna provide you as a facilities during your working period in Norway. So finally, guys, this was my overall interview procedure. I just want to say you don't lose hope and keep on trying as much as you can. So if you don't try, then we are never, we will never ever gonna succeed here. So we need to keep on trying, and then we need to make a good CB. We need to be prepared ourselves, and then when we are living abroad, don't just go for the unskilled work. Try to see your luck if it works well with the skilled job also. And if you have any questions, further questions regarding the interview process or anything, just please comment and I will try to give you and answers, and I will try to help you as much as you can. Anyway, guys, take care. Bye. Stay safe.